to really go creative. First, how many uses could you think of for a sock?
A sock.
Describe as many uses as you can for a sock.
You mean a sock I wear?
Put marbles in it and use it to beat someone up.
Fill them with pennies. Use it as a weapon.
This alternative uses test is based on work done by psychologists in the 1960s.
To build buildings out of, if you put glue on, if you glue them.
They felt that creative people would think up the most uses and be highly inventive. So will our creatives, Stella, Alex and Bonnie, come out on top?
You can use a sock to blow your nose. You can put it under your nose for a mustache. This is horrible, but as a temporary, like if you run out of sanitary towels, you can use a sock.
Will Seth or Nathan's high scores on the IQ tests help them on this one?
What else can you do with a sock? I'm hitting the blank pretty quickly here. You can unravel the sock.
And send a message to a prisoner in another cell via a long piece of string if you're in prison.
Knit a hat. Or another sock which is more aesthetically pleasing. That's trickier than I thought it would be, isn't it?
To a large extent, creativity is an attitude toward life. An awful lot of creativity is saying that it's okay to think of things in new ways.
You can use the sock as a kind of bikini. I mean, you have to be waxed and everything, but you can do it.
There are many people who are very good at picking others apart. They're very good critics, but they never have any creative ideas of their own.
Nathan seemed to be trying to use his memory rather than pure imagination.
Yeah, you know, my mom used to dust with them, actually. Yeah, she used to... Alright, I'm going to put that one down anyway. Because she did that for years. Used to drive me insane.
I guess I'm running out of ideas.
That's pretty much me.
Stop!
So Nathan bombed out on this test, as did Susan and Gary. Alex came third. Bonnie, second. That's two of our creatives. But a surprise in first place. Quantum physicist Seth Lloyd had the highest number of uses for a sock. So far, he's definitely on a roll.
But see, now you've established a place on the edge.
But where does Seth's high intelligence come from?
I should say that my family has a lot of academics. I think out of my 17 uncles, aunts, and grandparents, 16 are professors or were professors at various universities. This woman, M. Curry Thomas, is my great-great-aunt. She was one of the first women to get a PhD in the United States. This is Bertrand Russell, my first cousin 3 times removed. He was a schmuck. In this autobiography, you'll find he makes all sorts of unflattering remarks about my grandmother's family, and we, in return, now do him the same favor by making unflattering remarks about Bertie. I haven't played it since I was a kid.
But it's very difficult to decide which aspects of Seth's intelligence are due to the genes he's inherited, and which bits are down to his upbringing, his education. He's passed on his genes to his own kids, but he's also passing on his sense of playfulness.
Lick, chew, roll, model, scream, funny, dust. Every tongue smells bad. Sleepy puppies.
So do we inherit intelligence through our genes? Geneticist Robert Plomin is convinced that genes play a key role.
What is surprising is how highly heritable it is. When you think that a few years ago, couple decades ago, people didn't think it was heritable at all. So that's big news. But parents do wonder why their kids are so different. And at some point they say, I didn't do that. You know, I didn't try to make this one better. In fact, if anything, I tried the reverse. I saw this one wasn't doing so well at school, so I tried very hard to make them better at school. They come to recognize that those differences they see within their family are substantially genetic. You know, that this is one of the most highly heritable characteristics around, intelligence. In adults, we're talking about at least 50 or 60% of the variance in the population is due to genetic differences among us.
So about half of what makes one person more intelligent than another is due to our genes. Robert Plomin has spent 20 years looking for the particular genes that affect intelligence, but it's been a frustrating search.
We don't know how many genes we're talking about, and if there are very, very many, they're going to have very, very small effects and be very, very difficult to find. But I think these genetic differences, when they're expressed, are going to show up throughout the brain. It's not going to be this gene does that bit of the brain, this gene affects another bit of the brain. Now that's a hypothesis for now, but it's a very testable one when we find these damn genes, if we ever do find them, if we ever do find them.
Back to the competition. It's about to get tougher.
What am I meant to paint? My inner feelings?
Our second creative test is purely visual. Their test to create a picture called the creative process in just 10 minutes.